Hosni Mubarak. I understand that there's a statement now.
In these difficult circumstances, the country is passing by. President Hosni Mubarak has decided to step down. President Hosni Mubarak has decided to step down as president of Egypt, and he has decided that the Higher Council of the Armed Forces will lead the nation.
Taking them by surprise. Let's see the reaction. Many thought that it might be just simply an announcement that he was going for a vacation or a rest in Sharm el-Sheikh, and that certainly is not what they just heard.
And we know that, that President Mubarak has already left Cairo, that he is in Sharm el-Sheikh. And we understand there's the statement continues. Let's listen in here.
President Mohammed Hosni Mubarak has decided to step down as president of Egypt and has assigned the Higher Council of the Armed Forces to run the affairs of the country.
And that was it. Hosni Mubarak, for almost 30 years, the one man who ruled Egypt, has now officially stepped down. That statement coming from the Office of the Presidency. Ben Wiedemann, who has covered this story for not just years, but decades. Ben, I've got to hear your thoughts right now and hear about the reaction.
Well, Jim, you see the reaction just in front of me. What we saw was one man was on his phone. He shouted out, "The president has resigned," and the crowd went wild, cheering, shouting. This is a moment that many of these protesters have been waiting for years. It's a truly historic moment. The first time in modern history that you have an Egyptian president voluntarily resign, of course, voluntarily, under intense pressure from the Egyptian street. And what's amazing, Jim, is that it was only 17 days ago, January the 25th, Tuesday, when the first demonstrations broke out in Cairo that really heralded the beginning of the end for President Hosni Mubarak, who's been in power, as you said, since October 1981. Let's listen to the crowd. They are chanting is, Jim, they're chanting Masr Hurra, which in Arabic means free Egypt. And certainly that's what they are celebrating here tonight. The culmination of just 17 days of protests that have brought down what was thought to be one of the most solid, one of the strongest regimes in the Arab world. This will send shockwaves throughout the region. Shockwaves that began in Tunisia on January 14th when Ben Ali, the president there, was forced out of power. But this 17 days resulting in the fall of what was thought to be the most stable regime in the Arab world really is something of truly historic proportions. Jim?
Ben, if you stay with us for a moment, we want to go to our own Ivan Watson, who's at the Presidential Palace, for the reaction there. Ivan, if you can hear us, can you give us a sense of who is on the street, who's with you, and what you are seeing, and how this crowd is feeling and responding to this incredible development?
Suzanne, moments ago, the crowd just exploded into cheering and flag waving and chanting the word freedom. And I saw two men drop to their knees and begin praying immediately in the street. And this scene of euphoria and celebration taking place just yards away from the white carved walls of the presidential palace, symbol until moments ago of power of Hosni Mubarak, man who had been president for almost 30 years and who has just stepped down. Take a listen to the crowd here. It's the voice of freedom. That's one man here in the crowd calling it the voice of freedom, Suzanne. And there are more people thronging this place right now, right in front of the presidential palace, where the army has set up concertina wire, a 6-foot-high wall of concertina wire to protect the presidential palace. Absolute scenes of rapture. This is just incredible.
Ivan, who is on the streets there? Tell us about the crowd. Who's in that crowd?
There are